Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. We're back in sunny England. It's quite deceiving because it's nice and sunny, but it's still hoodie worthy. We're here with Spectre Visuals. How does it feel to be this side of the camera?
Terrible. I don't know why you want me on the camera.
Hates it. So do I, to be honest with you. So we are in Dudley. Not sure where in Dudley. What gym is it we're going to?
Flex Physiques.
Flex Physiques. So we're going to do probably keep it fairly raw because some of you have said, just smash the microphone. Some of you said that's, you know, what you prefer sometimes. So we'll sort of mix it up, do some educational, some more sort of raw. But it's going to be a whole body setup again, mainly upper body though, because we're training with Jake and he's on upper. Trying to hold the camera still with Jake driving like Colin McRae or something.
It's been Eco Pro mode driving at 30 miles an hour.
Eco Pro, yes, because I'm just old, I'm sensitive.
I've got 2 buckled wheels.
Don't tell me that. You know, let me also know in the comment section what you fancy seeing in terms of content moving forward with, you know, whether it be nutrition, whether it be training specific, whatever you want to see, let me know in the comment section and we'll look at doing that in the next video. So we'll go get a session. I can't hold the camera still anymore. And then we'll probably go and get a Nando's afterwards. What do you reckon?
Definitely get a Nando's afterwards. Need it. They told me to get a Nando's now.
Right. So we'll catch you in a bit.
Sometimes this life can get rough. You get knocked down, but you gotta get up. Keep going. I'd have been knocked down 1,000 times, yeah, I traveled around 1,000 miles, feeling so tired, but you know I can't stop now. Came way too far, won't throw in the towel. It ain't looking real good, but I won't give up. Pac said that I gotta keep my head up, so I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Demons all around, but I ain't got no fear. You can kick me around, but I won't stay down. I run this town, ain't backing down. We going in rounds. Yeah, the winds will blow, but these roots too deep. I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. In the fire now, but I won't be burned. I was waiting for this, and now it's my turn. Sweat on my face, blood in my eyes. Been underground, now I aim for the sky. Don't quit now, you can last longer. All these wounds only making you stronger. Don't give up now, yeah, you gotta climb. But we give it your all until the end of time.
We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Till the end of time. We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Till the end of time. Until the end of time. Till the end of time.
So session done. It was actually a very good gym, a good range of equipment, mainly things like Nautilus and hammer strength, all the sort of usual suspects, but yeah, a really good layout. Things are getting a little bit tastier as well. So I've managed to throw some extra exercises in today, like doing some pull downs, not going mad with intensity, but things like chest presses, stuff like that, where I'm in a pretty safe position, I can load a little bit more. So that's really good. Feeling a bit better about that. I'm not gonna lie, I've had a couple of weeks of feeling a bit down because coming back from holiday blues and all that sort of stuff. So that's pumped me back up a little bit. So yeah, really good session. We're now gonna go to Nando's, get some food, and we'll have a little bit of a chat.
Toes.
That's on, isn't it?
It is on. So it keeps filming everything with no sound on.
For some reason, the mic keeps going off. It's obviously
because it keeps unplugging it.
Nothing to do with like user error or anything like that. Anyway, so I was going to do a bit of a chat in Nando's, but being bank holiday was very busy. Just wanted to introduce Jake because Jake's been a friend for many years now, and he was a big part of my first prep and getting into the bodybuilding industry actually, in terms of competing. So although, like, you know, a lot of you asked me actually about coaching myself. Yeah, I coached myself. I wrote my plans and whatnot, but Jake was a huge part of the whole prep process. So this is what I say to people. It's so important to have somebody there to check in with, to keep you on the straight and narrow, because it's very tasking, not only on your physical health, but your mental health as well. And you don't always see yourself how you actually look. For me, especially, being overly critical. So we sort of, worked as a team on the prep, and it was a good experience. Learned a lot from it, obviously. I mean, I've been working in the industry for like 16 years now, but always wanted to take it that step further to be able to compete. It's very important to have a support network, and I can't stress that enough with people sort of taking on their own preps and stuff for the first time. If you're not going to get a coach, make sure you've got somebody there that's got a good eye. Leading up to the show, naturally you will be checking in a lot more frequently. And then
probably too much at the time, because we were probably checking in 3 or 4 times a week from weeks out. Probably is overkill looking back now.
Yeah, because you can kind of go the other way and then get sort of too overly critical. And what I would say is to people in a similar sort of position, taking on their own preps for the first time, is that, don't make any like rash, drastic changes because you feel you're not going to come in time. Trust that what you are doing is working. And I would say also listen to fewer people, people that you actually can trust, people that have got experience in the industry and got, a good eye, as I say, because I think you could get too comfortable with, people bigging you up and people blowing smoke in the gyms, which is nice. It's great to be told you're looking great. But in terms of actually being on time, listen to your coach or listen to...
You need a good, honest person there watching you and telling you the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
At all times.
Yeah.
Which is what Alex got.
A bit like Martin. I thought I'd also give Jake a bit of a mention, because he's usually the other side of the camera filming me and multiple other people. It's been really nice to see him actually build his business from, he was working full-time at Waitrose, and he slowly built his business up, and now he's, really busy videographer, doing a lot of work for some big names. So that's really nice to see as his friend, to see his, business grow. So you can find him on Instagram, Spectre Visuals. So drop him a DM for all your videography and photography needs.
Do it.
So I'll leave this part of the vlog here. Just wanted to get the bank holiday training session in. Probably going to do a bit more filming across over the weekend, show you a bit of what we're doing with the renovation with the house, and I'll go for a nice walk or something. See you later. Right guys, whilst the sun's shining, I thought I'd take the opportunity to come and sit in the garden with a nice hot drink and have a little bit of a chat about preparing yourself for your first time competing. So now the season is in full swing. A lot of people this might be your first show. You might be coaching yourself through the process. So here are a few tips and a few things to consider. So first and foremost, mindset. So you need to be doing this because you enjoy it, not because you feel you should or you're trying to prove somebody wrong, although sometimes it is a motivator. But you really need to be all in. Bodybuilding is a very unforgiving sport, and it does require a lot of your time and effort. And if you put in a half-assed approach, then you're going to get results that reflect that. So you need to be able to enjoy it. And I think if you do enjoy it, you will get the most out of it, and most likely bring a very good end result on stage. So yeah, really try and enjoy it and ask yourself why you're doing it. Secondly, be realistic about your expectations. I do see a lot of people talking about becoming pro before they've even done one show. So I would say get a few shows under your belt, really get an idea of whether you are, or at least one, get an idea of whether you're actually enjoying it before you give yourself an unrealistic task of becoming pro. Nothing wrong with having aspirations and dreams and things that are going to motivate you and keep focused on your goal. But sometimes I think the mistake people make when they first get into it is putting a lot of pressure on themselves. And sometimes that can set you up for failure. So the next thing I would say is duration of prep. How long should you prep for? And this is something I see quite frequently in the industry, is that people talk about competing, and they don't give themselves enough time. On the flip side, you might also get people that have dieted for quite a long period of time, and then given, I'm talking months that they've been quite lean for, and then give themselves the task of coming in to a show in 6 to 8 weeks and sort of prolonging that prep time. I would say try and avoid really, really lengthy preps. 20 weeks plus, you're going to struggle. I think it just makes it a very arduous journey. And you potentially end up with, once you're lean enough, once you get into that 10% body fat, and you're prolonging that period of being so lean, you start to compromise your health in many different ways. So you start to compromise the immune system, which is compromised anyway through the process of prep. You also start to increase that duration of fatigue, which is going to increase stress. It's going to affect your mental health as well as your physical health. Not to mention also being fat deprived, we're also going to deprive ourselves of nutrients and vitamins, and also you start to compromise joint health, tendons, ligaments, all those sorts of things. So you need to think about where your physique is currently at, how much fat you're holding, to how lengthy your prep should be. And again, this is where you either speak to somebody that has a lot of experience in this area that can advise you, or get yourself a coach and invest in a coach. At the bare minimum, I think a prep should be at least 12 to 14 weeks. But that is borderline. I think you need time. If you are doing it yourself and going through the process yourself, you need time to learn how your body responds to things. If you've never been as lean as this before, then it's going to take time for you to collect the necessary data, analyze that data, and then be able to make adjustments to your protocols and then see how you adapt. That process just takes time. So you might need, if it is your first prep, a little bit longer than what somebody who's experienced in getting from A to B and getting lean enough to be able to be stage ready. You need somebody with a meticulous eye that is going to be able to, have this experience to be keeping you on track and to keep you progressing. For example, we know that progress is never linear in terms of fat loss or weight loss. You've got to expect those fluctuations. You might plateau for a week. You might even put on weight. And having somebody there that is able to analyze that data for you, keep you on the straight and narrow, keep your mindset and focus in check. Because you will naturally, if you're doing it alone especially, you'll start to question yourself. So yeah, give yourself enough time. That will all be dependent on, as I say, what current level your physique is in. If you're holding a lot of fat, you might need to start a lot sooner. If you already have a good body composition, then you might want to prep for slightly less time. Now, you also want to consider transitional phases. What I do see a lot is people going from bulk to cut, bulk to cut. If you take that approach on prep, you're probably going to be fairly food focused very early on. So have a transitional phase. If you've been in a building phase, give yourself time to clean up the diet if it needs cleaning up. If you're going from one extreme to the other and you've started on very high calories and go to an extreme change and you drop your calories and introduce a lot of cardio all in one go, that is going to be a shock to the system. You're going to be food focused, you're going to be low on energy, and the whole process is going to be very monotonous. The benefit of starting on as high calories as possible is also that it's going to give you the flexibility to make the adjustments that you need to. So you'll have more scope to introduce cardio or reduce calories as needed. Whereas if you do both of those to the maximum straight away, you've got no room to move and you're not going to be able to see that rate of fat loss that you need. So the next thing I would advise is doing your research, not only into your class, but also into the federation that you're entering into. At least go and see one of their shows or a couple of the shows, get a feel for the structure of a day. Look how people in your class are presenting themselves. What are the winners doing to win? What attributes do they have? How do they present themselves? What type of condition are they in? what style of posing do they have, because it does differ from federation to federation. So yeah, really do your research. If you have a particular federation in mind, get in touch with some people, reach out, speak to people, competitors, judges, posing coaches, coaches, the likes of, and do what you need to bring the best for that federation. I think when you start talking to people and creating a support network and reaching out to people, it opens up opportunities so that you can either meet the right people that are going to help you, or it puts you in touch with the right people that are going to help you. You also need to consider the financial aspects. So not that I'm trying to find the negatives and put people off, but they are definitely things to consider before you start. It would be pretty soul destroying if you'd put all your hard work into achieving a good physique, and then halfway through your prep, you weren't able to continue because of finances. So in terms of preparing yourself, make sure you've got enough financial support there to be able to actually get through your prep and enjoy it. Things to prepare yourself in terms of finances. Okay, so registration into that federation, registering your show day entry, tanning, tan on the day before your show, tanning on the day of your show, getting a professional end look. I would say potentially for your first shows, don't try and do it yourself unless you've got somebody helping you that has a lot of experience in that area. Hair, makeup, shoes, bikinis, board shorts, trunks, all of these things cost money. So, look into how much this stuff costs and really put aside that money in advance. So there are other things to consider, like if you have to go away, hotel stays, travel costs. And there's a lot actually to consider. And a lot of this can be planned in advance. Don't just wing it. Don't just, get halfway through, as I said, and then be very disappointed when you can't carry on. So all those things being said, it is the most rewarding process. When you go through all that hard work, getting up early in the morning, going for your cardio, getting your sessions done, doing your posing. It's a very grueling process, but it is the most rewarding process. When you get up on stage and you know that you've put all that hard work in to bring your best, it is amazing. And whether you get the placing that you intended or not, it's a very proud feeling when you're up there in front of your family and friends and the judges and people that know how much hard work you've put in. It's still very rewarding. And if you don't get the placing, keep working at it. Keep coming back year after year, season after season, and just keep putting in your best. That's all you can do. Over anything, just enjoy it. Really enjoy the process. Get some good advice. And set yourself up with the right support network. And any questions that you have, please feel free to message me and I'll help where I can. We're now going to do a bit more renovation on the house. It's the bank holiday weekend, so we thought we'd use this as an opportunity to get a bit more work done. It's a Victorian house. It's an 1880s house, so we took it on as a bit of a project. But whilst I'm vlogging, we thought we'd give you a bit of an insight into how we're getting on. See you in a bit. So this is one of the rooms we're currently working on. It's one of the spare rooms. We've had the ceilings plastered already. At the moment we're working on the skirting boards because these two here are slightly older. So a lot of sanding, wood filling, and I've also, where there was a big gap between the wall and the skirting, because obviously it's slightly uneven and it's old, I've put a bit of expanding foam in, bit of wall filler, and now we're going to sand it down. Then we're just sorting out some of the bits of the walls that need filling as well. So, yeah. So it's Easter Sunday and apparently the Easter bunny has been. So we're going to do a little egg hunt. Got a little basket, not really, before the eggs melt. She wants to do hot and cold. Should we do hot and cold for her? Could be out here a while. Egg might melt. Okay, I'll do hot and cold then.
You ready?
Excuse the mess, guys. We're renovating.
Shit is this?
Found it. Cold, by the way.
I haven't found it.
Cold. Nope. I haven't locked it in there. Then you've got to find the key first.
It's in there.
No, not really. Any ideas?
Did you eat it? Still cold?
Yeah. Where is the egg?
Warmer?
No chocolate for you.
Am I still cold?
Yeah, because you're in the shade.
Shut up.
Hands on hips, she means business now.
Where is my chocolate? Where have you got the bloody egg?
Colder. I mean, you are slightly warmer, but warmer. Finally got it.
Got my egg!
Yay! Is it melted?
No.
Well done. So, I think that's going to be a hard act to follow, don't you? That was pretty good hiding skills. So, see how quickly I find mine.
You'll go find the egg. Yeah. In the bin, your worst nightmare.
I don't think you do that to me. Now, I'm going to look in the places you looked because that tells me that's where you think it would be, so therefore you might hide it.
So you're an unfair advantage.
If you buried it under shit that I don't want to go under, because I'm going to get dirty. Remember, I have got a bad back.
Oh yeah, excuses already.
I was going to be up on the wall or something, next door neighbour's garden. You haven't put it back in what you thought you did yours. I'm going to look there first because I bet that's the sort of silly thing you do. Unless you've hidden it really well. Okay. I'm going to be methodical about it.
Just think, if you were an Easter egg, where would you be?
That's where I'd be if I was an Easter egg.
Wow, you were baking hot.
Huh?
You're baking, wow, you're getting colder.
Baking hot. Missed a big yellow box. Oh, fucking.
You've looked in there.
I've looked in there
3 times.
3 times and now I can see it. But it blends in with the. Look. What a moron. I shouldn't have been so cocky, that was a poor effort, I'm not going to lie. It's a bit crushed. I'm going to go and eat this for breakfast now. So that lamb was pretty insane. We left it cooking for just over 6 hours, I think it was, and it literally fell off the bone. So really nice. I'm going to leave the video here because we were meant to be going for a walk, but it turned pretty wet and windy, so wasn't ideal conditions to film. But I wanted to announce the launch of my website for Olympus Coaching. I've been working on this for several months now, and I'm no website designer, but I think it's pretty good. So I'll leave a link in the description below and go check it out. So we provide coaching for all types of clients, whether you're a competitive client, whether you're somebody that wants to improve their general health and fitness, or if you need posing coaching, we got you covered. So give us a look. And as always, I really appreciate your support, guys. So if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it will really help the algorithms. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.
We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Until the end